With Valentine's Day coming up, I thought our creative project could just be making a fun, easy Valentine's card. It's just a little bit more meaningful than the sort of dross you find in the shops. I wanted to do a pop-up Valentine's card because they're quite fun. You can make these as simple or as complicated as you want. I have an example here of a pop-up book. These are incredible works of art. I can't imagine the amount of thought and time that's gone into planning these. We're not doing anything this complicated, but it's just to give you an example of what you can do if you really put your mind to it. So for today, you will need some cardstock, ideally. I mean, you can just use A4, but ideally you need some cardstock and some cardstock to chop up. I've got my card blanks, which I'll link below, and I've just got some old card. You're going to need some coloured card, or you can colour in a piece of old cardstock to do your designs. And we're going to look at two simple principles. There's the concertina design and the fold and pop up. So the concertina is just when you fold the paper and cut out a shape and you end up with a repeating pattern that's joined at the edges. The fold and pop out is a little bit more complicated, so I'll run you through that as well. We'll start with the concertina. So you take a piece of coloured card or paper, I've just got A4 paper here, and you need to do an odd number of folds with flaps at the side. So start with your flap, and I'm going to do 5 folds. And then don't forget, you need a flap to stick it down at the end. And I'm just going to trim that off. Now, I think as it's Valentine's Day, you could make this into whatever you want. Little people holding hands. You're going to end up with 3 of your design. So I think for now, to make it simple, we're just going to do hearts. But to leave an edge there, otherwise they'll all just fall into little pieces. So you have your concertina design, and you can pin it onto your card like that, so that when the card opens, the little hearts pop out. Make sure the centre seam lines up with the seam in the middle of the card, and you just glue your 2 little flaps down. The fold and pop up design is a little more complicated, but it's really just in the folding that it's difficult. So think about what you want your design to be. Score a piece of cardstock down the middle in half, and essentially you're going to draw your design on half of the piece of paper. So if I were to draw a heart, you have to leave a section to fold into the card. So think about that when you're doing your design. And again, you can do anything from a simple heart to, I thought I'd do a woman popping out in a sort of go-go skirt. And then you need to leave tags where you're going to glue it into the card. You want the tab to sit at an angle to your design. So we're going to score it at about 45 degrees across. I've taken a ruler, my scissors, and then bend it both ways. Give the tab a good bend and then fold it in on itself so that the tabs come over. Line it up with the centre and glue your tabs down so that when it's opened, the heart pops up. Remember, you can make this as complicated as you want. Here's one I did earlier, which is a really fun design.